seated.
Hello, Your Honor. This is a case of Reed versus Austin.
Thank you, Jerome.
You're welcome.
Good day, everyone. Ms. Reed, you are demanding that Ms. Austin have a paternity test administered on her child, whom she claims was fathered by your estranged husband.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're hoping the DNA test will prove that your husband is not her baby's father. Additionally, you are suing his mistress, Miss Austin, in the amount of $5,000 for alienation of affections. You argue that her affair has left you struggling financially as well.
Correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Austin, you say you are here today to defend your reputation and prove that Mr. Wallace is the father of your child. You argue that you do not owe Ms. Reed anything and she needs to move on with her life and pay her own bills.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Reed, how did you find out about Ms. Austin?
Okay, Your Honor, I found out about Mrs. Austin. One day I came in from the hospital from having my second child, and Rael's phone rang, and I just so happened to answer the phone. And Mrs. Austin, she said, I'm Rael's girlfriend. I said, Rael's girlfriend. Did you know that Rael was engaged to me or whatever and just had a baby? She said, no. I packed my things and I left with my 2 kids at the time, and I went and stayed at my aunt's house. Rael called my aunt's house several times trying to apologize for what he had done. Later on, I accepted Rael's apology. So later on down the line, Rael again, I walks in, sees him on the phone with Mrs. Austin again. He tells me he's trying to break up with her. The phone call was like 3 to 2 hours long. It doesn't take someone 2 or 3 hours to break up with someone.
Okay.
But I forgave him again, knowing it was wrong, and got back in a relationship with him.
You took him back again?
Yes.
You then married him?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ms. Austin, how did you get involved with a married man? We hear it may have started before the marriage and continued.
When I met Rael, they was not married. He nor told me that they was engaged neither. I found out on Facebook that Rael and Mrs. Reed was married when she posted a picture up there of their marriage life. That's when I found out. And yes, I did confront Rael about the marriage, but at the same token, Rael would never came to me if Dominique was Miss Reed was taking care of home right.
So what you're saying actually is that you didn't have any regret or remorse about it because you felt like if she was handling her business, he wouldn't be over talking to you.
Right.
Your Honor, that means that she didn't mind playing the role as his little mistress, because any woman wouldn't sit there and be in a relationship with a man that has a woman. Like, as me as myself, I have respect, and I don't want to be no one's mistress.
So, Ms. Austin, what's your response to that?
Well, he led me on. When they was married, Rael was calling, he was texting me, telling me how he wants to get away from Dominique. The reason why he said he was with her is because of her money. That's what he said.
Your Honor, like, he was staying telling her that he needed money to get away from me, but the money that she was sending Rael, he was taking me out with her money, or like if my kids, my child or whatever, needed Pampers or milk, he'll take that money and go buy them the things that they needed.
So now, Ms. Austin, you claim that Mr. Wallace is the father of your child.
Yes.
Your Honor, how was he the father of her child when there was another man involved?
My ex-boyfriend, the ones who she go with down. I don't know if they go together.
Oh, wait now. Say that again?
Yes, the man that's the other person who they say that is my daughter Muriel's father is her man, that my ex, who that she is dating now.
Your Honor, I can explain that situation. Your Honor.
Oh, please do.
I did that out of revenge. At the time, Rael was cheating on me with her. So I noticed that Demiria was messaging a boy up on Facebook telling him how she missed him. So how about I get revenge on Rael and talk to her boyfriend? Yes, I did it to hurt Rael and I did it to hurt her. And so Rael could see it's not okay to cheat on someone and misuse them and tell them you love them, and that's not what you do to someone you love. You don't cheat on them and you don't misuse them, period. That's what I did it for.
Well, all right. Well, I think we need to see who these women are fighting over. Jerome, I want to meet Mr. Wallace. Can you please escort him into the courtroom?
Sure.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
How you doing?
Mr. Wallace, let me ask you. You married to Ms. Reed,
Yes.
but you were sleeping with Ms. Austin.
Yes.
You had a baby with Ms. Reed.
3, Your Honor.
3.
Correct.
You might have a baby with Ms. Austin.
Allegedly.
You busy. You just standing there, Mr. Wallace, like you don't have a piece of remorse in the world. Now, you don't?
No, ma'am.
You don't have any issues with cheating on your wife?
No, she's not a victim.
She's not?
No.
Oh, fill us in.
First off, she wasn't a good wife. She barely cooks, she doesn't clean.
Correction.
I cheated because I was bored in my marriage.
Oh.
I was too young to get married in the first place. I
So
only
why did you get married?
because I felt like it was the right thing to do because I was being pressured and I had 3 kids with her. So
Correction, Your Honor. If you was precious to be in a relationship with me, why did you constantly come home to me? Why did you constantly, every time I got off work, was there, and you could have left and went home to your mother, your sister, or whoever the case may be? Your Honor,
So she says you kept coming back to her, Mr. Wallace, over and over again.
That's
And
not
she
pressure.
said that you were spending Miss Austin's money that she was sending to you
to go
on
to her.
her.
correct. And
yes.
Everybody's laughing. But the scary thing is there's children involved. I mean, you are people's parents. Mr. Wallace, you admit to being intimate with Ms. Austin.
correct.
So do you believe her child is your child?
No, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because she has
Don't you say no, boy, and she look just like you. She look just
she look
like
like
you.
the other
She got
guy.
everything. Everything you want, she got on that. Everything.
She looked like the other guy, who is currently her boyfriend.
I had sex with Raniel first, and I used unprotected sex with Raniel, and I used protected sex with the other boy. But
Your Honor, she's lying. The boy told me that he had unprotected sex with Demiru several times because he do not like to use protection.
So let me just ask off the fly. Who, baby, do you want it to be? Your husband
No, Your Honor.
or your boyfriend?
I'd rather for...
So let me just ask off the fly. Who, baby, do you want it to be? Your husband
No, Your Honor.
or your boyfriend?
I'd rather for...
Fill me in on
Your
that.
Honor, I'd rather for it to be his because I feel like ever since Raniel had other kids on my kids get the short end of the stick. They rarely see their dad. Like when I take them to see him, I have to like leave them with him in order for them to spend time with their father. So I feel like before her child even got in the picture, Raniel was there for my kids for whatever. Like watched them, gave them whatever. But now that Mrs. Austin's child is in the picture, my kids have to suffer, and I feel that it's not right.
You're emotional now. What is it?
Because
You're feeling?
the whole situation is just wrong. I was there for Raniel for whatever, and he still went out and cheated on me with Mrs. Austin, and it was wrong.
You feel like it was her fault that he went out?
I feel like it was his fault too because, like, she didn't know what was going on, like she said. Raniel was sitting up lying to her, so I can't really blame her. But then again, I can because she knew all about me and still slept with my husband. She still was in a relationship with my husband.
It's not her fault we're not together, it's your fault.
And you're right, it's my fault because I left you. That's why we're not together, because I left you and went out and talked to someone else. That's why we're not together. So then again, it's your fault why we're not together.
So we're going to get the results of this paternity test shortly, but I have another witness, Jerome. There is another witness I'd like to hear from
Your Honor.
in this matter. Have a seat right up here by me. Thank you. State your name for the court, please, ma'am.
Kendra Roberts.
Thank you so much. Now, what brings you to court today? What would you like to add?
I also have a 5-month-old child by Mr. Wallace that he claims he's not the father of.
You also have a 5-month-old child that you say was fathered by Mr. Wallace, but he's denying that child as well.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second, just 1 second. We're gonna get down to the bottom of this, but first, I need to deal with the people in front of me. You have a suit where you are suing Ms. Austin for alienation of affection
Correct, Your Honor.
for the amount of $5,000.
Correct, Your Honor.
But what we found out today through testimony and confirmation is that Mr. Wallace actually went after Ms. Austin.
Correct.
Now, in order for you to sue for alienation of affection, you have to prove that this woman, young woman, planned to destroy your marriage. I don't see that. It was his free will that started this affair. Are we clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
So for this reason, my judgment is for the defendant. Now it's time to go to the results. Jerome, you have the envelope?
I certainly do.
Thank you. As per these results prepared by DNA Diagnostics, in the case of Reed versus Austin, when it comes to baby Demuriel, Mr. Wallace, you are her father.
Told you, dummy. She looks just like you, dummy. Everything, dummy.
You sitting here saying that, but you wishing on strings. Sorry.
No,
Yes.
not really.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
no,
you are hoping
no,
on strings.
No,
Yes, because
no,
you said
I
right
knew.
here. Okay, stop talking.
You
No,
did
I don't
too.
gotta
Shut
stop
up.
talking.
I wasn't hoping on strings because mine was already oh, you talking to her?
Oh, you.
Now
No,
listen.
you're not. You're not talking to me because mine's already been in there.
Let's get some order. You all have 3 children together. Now we know you, Mr. Wallace, have another one. And maybe one sitting right here with this young lady. The fact that when you got this result, both of you 2 ladies start going at it and Mr. Wallace just standing there looking like he ain't got nothing to do with it when he got everything to do with everything in here is very interesting to me. See, I get this situation. It's a lot of immaturity here. There are children here that need you all to grow up right now. You've made your choices. You all have chosen to bring children into this world. Now you need to live up to it. I want you all to get it together. Now, for you two, Ms. Roberts, Mr. Wallace, I am going to send you to DNA Diagnostics today because I want to get down to the bottom of whether or not you, Mr. Wallace, are in fact her child's father. That would give you 2 5-month-old children. Court is adjourned. I will see you back in this courtroom with the DNA results. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Ms. Roberts, you are here requesting a paternity test to prove to the defendant, Mr. Wallace, that he is the father of your 5-month-old son, Danielle. You have asked the court to administer a lie detector test to prove he's still trying to be with you. Mr. Wallace, you say that if the results come back negative, you would like her to stay away from you and your current girlfriend, Ms. Austin. Ms. Reed. Now, you are here once again to find out if your husband, Mr. Wallace, is the father of yet another child.
Yes, Your Honor.
Woo! Ms. Roberts, please tell the court how you met the defendant and ended up in this situation.
I met him around my auntie's house. He was walking down the street. I started flirting with him. You know, he looked good to me or whatever, so I started flirting with him. Yeah. So I started flirting, but he did not tell me, you know, he was in a relationship or none of that. It's just...
He didn't tell you he was married to Ms. Reed?
He did not tell me he was married. Miss Austin told me that he was married.
Oh, wait. What did you know about his relationship with Ms. Austin?
One day, She's supposed to have snuck into his phone and sent us texting or whatever, so she called me.
Okay.
So when she called me, I'm like, hello. She said, hello. Did he tell you he had a girlfriend that we was in a relationship?
Mr. Wallace, as for Ms. Roberts, when you met her, did you tell her you were married?
I forgot.
Forgot.
How could you forget about a marriage? All because he ain't wear the ring, so he ain't care
You
that.
forgot you were married or forgot to tell her?
It just slipped my mind.
Let me remind you that you have 2 women that may each have a 5-month-old child by you. Matter of fact, one we've established previously, she does. So now there may be another. Did you forget that?
No, ma'am, but I don't believe that child is mine.
Why?
The baby don't have any of my features.
You said that about the last one, I remember.
Dummy, goofy, great.
The child looked like the rest of her kids, and I believe the same guy who is the father of her 4 other kids is the father of that baby. She's 22, she has 5 kids.
I sure do.
Wow.
I sure do. And you got 4, and what you do for him? Oops.
Your Honor, can I speak?
Yes, Miss Reed, what I want to know from you right now is how did you figure out that there were 2 women pregnant by your husband?
Okay, I found out about Demuriel because she was calling Ryan's phone and Facebooking him.
Ms. Wallace?
Yes.
Okay, Miss Austin.
Correction. I found out about. Sorry.
See, y'all trying to confuse me.
Sorry.
Ms. Austin.
I found out.
Be Miss Wallace.
Whoa, I'm sorry.
Soon to be Miss
Correction.
Oh, my God.
Correction.
Oh, my God.
Ryan told
Oh,
me
my God.
that he wasn't marrying anyone else. Sorry, so I'm sorry
wanna be
that
the
he's
wife
where
so bad.
Ryan told me. Chill, 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 let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Walk out. Get your hand on my face. You mad.
Stay right there.
You messy.
Sit down.
Real talk.
But Kenny, you don't. It's Wallace.
See what I have to go through, Judge?
Mr. Wallace, you know what? This is a sad state of affairs to see 3 beautiful young women act a fool over you. I need to read the results of Mr. Wallace's lie detector test.
They know what I am. They know what I do.
Wow, this guy's really acting like a jerk.
Came here for my kids. I never had a father.
If you could go back in time, you would
With
cheat
more
on your
women,
wife
yes,
more.
I would do it again.
Because you feel like
She is a whore.
You better pipe yourself down.
Let's go.
Get out of the courtroom, Mr.